Next unit, we're going to do modeling. And when you're modeling, you very often need to fit curves to points. I think you did this sort of thing last year. So if I asked you to fit a parabola to these 3 points, what would you do? I imagine you would do something like start with standard form and then plug in the x, y coordinates for all 3 of your points to get 3 different equations. So here I plugged in 3 as my y value and 1 as my x value. So 1 squared is just 1, and then 1 is 1. So that's why I just ended up with a, b, and c. Here I plugged in 7 as my y value and 5 as my x value. So 5 squared became 25 as the coefficient on a. 5 is my x value, so 5 became the coefficient on b, and c is just itself. Now that you've done that, you have a system of 3 equations with 3 unknown variables, and so you could solve it by substitution, and it would be a medium amount of algebra. So you could, for example, combine those 2 by subtracting to eliminate c, and then you just have a and b. Then you could combine these 2, again, eliminating c, so you just have a and b. And then you'd take the 2 resulting equations and you would solve for either a or b. But I don't want to do that right now. That's a lot of algebra. So you might think, like, is there kind of a better way of doing that than solving all of these systems of equations? And last year I asked some students, or actually this came up in the course of a different problem we were doing. We had 2 points and we wanted to fit a parabola to them. And a lot of students were just stumped. They said, wait, don't you need 3 points to fit a parabola? And like, this is a really important kind of thing that you need to understand. Like, if you can only fit a parabola if you have 3 points, then your knowledge is very fragile. And I want to make your knowledge less fragile. So that's what this set of videos is going to be about. It's about a more general way of thinking about how to fit curves to points so that you won't be so tied to like these rote processes. You'll be more flexible. You can think about it in multiple ways.